This is Eric Muad with Mother.com. It is March 12th, 2020, and we can see here right now the market is halted and should be halted for the next, I guess, 10 to 15 minutes. Since the market is down 7%, it has triggered the circuit breaker on the downside. Now, I want to take a look at some things here. By the way, let me just off the bat is, guys, understand, at some point, this market is going to have a snapback rally. Okay, just understand that. It is a characteristic of a bear market. You're going to have big drops, got those. And in between and all throughout this process, there's going to be very strong snapback rallies. Right? There's going to be snapback rallies. I'll give you an example. Sometime in 2008, there was a day when the Dow was up 10% in one day. Even though eventually it could go on to lose all that gain, but there was a day when the Dow was up about 10 to 11%. So what I'm saying is, at some point this market is going to rally. It might not rally as much as this, since it's not really that far off its highs, but it's going to be in the range of, 5 to 10%, maybe even more. So there's going to be a snapback rally, guaranteed, at some point. And that's the risk in a bear market. In a situation like this, both the bulls and the bears are going to be in tough situations. Just remember that. It is actually advisable not to be trading at all. Now, by the way, yes, we are seeing the stock market gapping down about 7%, but man, the cryptos are down 25% or more for the day. So this theme of all types of asset classes being crushed is taking place, and the cryptos are seeing a huge drop. Now, again, I'm going to repeat myself. It's best if you are on the sidelines. I know it seems fantastic when you see some of those ultra short ETFs recording a big up day. You wish that maybe you could have had this, and yes, they do set up. They did have the look of the ultimate Muad, the breakout, but I personally chose not to be part of this wave down because it's gonna be a difficult journey either way. Trust me. At any rate, I want to show you some of the things to be on the lookout for. Maybe the first thing we should be on the lookout for is the 4 hour. As long as the S&P 500 is back below 30.9 on the 4 hourly, this market should continue trading lower. And keep in mind, it won't take much to move this market higher. Let me explain. For example, if we end up having some type of support on the RSI lows line, maybe something like this, and back above 30.9, this market might actually be staging a recovery attempt. It's not going to be the strongest. In other words, we are still in a downward market, but there's going to be snapback moves that are going to pretty much take out a lot of the short opportunities that we are seeing out there. Also, we can see this probability of a support on this line. In other words, the market keeps making lower lows, but we can see that the 4 hourly is, even in the face of this massive drop here, the 4 hourly is showing some improvement. And if it can move back above the 30.9 level, this market is going to stage a very strong snapback move. We can see same thing here with the S&P 500. We are seeing this constant move to lower lows in the short term, but there is a slight positive divergence developing here. Same thing with the Dow. Now, one thing that we shouldn't forget is on the daily, we have another coiling situation. So again, market's still halted, but we still have this coiling situation in the sense that on a day-to-day basis, as the market's been making this move lower, we are seeing a slight improvement on the RSI. And that might be the formation of a positive divergence, but we also understand that as long as we are trading below 30.9, there is not going to be any strong move higher. But this market could change direction at any time and move back above the 30.9 level on the dailies, and if it does, I guarantee you, you're gonna see anywhere from a 5 to 10% move in the market, which is talking about maybe the market being up anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 points on the Dow on a bounce. And sometimes those bounces are just fake bounces engineered to confuse everybody. But there's a snapback rally coming at any point, and it's gonna come at the time when traders are least expecting it. S&P 500, same thing. We have the RSI also coiling into a possibility of a bounce. As long as it is below 30.9, we know that there's not gonna be any strong bounce. But if it gaps and changes direction and moves back above the 30.9 threshold, be aware that this market could stage a move higher. While I'm recording this, the market has just started trading again, so let's capture that move. Today's market down about 7.5% at this moment. Maybe I should let the market trade here for a couple of minutes. We can see now down about 8.5, 8.6 on the Dow. All right, so one other thing that we should also be looking at for guidance is on the weekly charts. As long as on the weekly, and this is now the S&P 500, as long as we are trading below 30.9, there's not going to be any type of recovery on a week-to-week basis. So now we are below 30.9. Of course, the pressure, as we can see, is to the downside. If the market is to recover, it needs to hold above that 30.9 threshold. If we take a look here at the Dow, same thing, trading below 30.9, and the NASDAQ also trading below 30.9 for the week. And again, the markets are now down about 9%. So a big down day, and we can continue looking at the RSI levels for guidance. Again, as long as we are moving below the 30.9 threshold on the 4-hourly, on the daily, and on the weekly, this market is going to continue being pressed down for the entire week, as long as the weekly RSIs are below 30.9. On the monthly, there's something here that is taking place. We are moving below 30.9 for the first time. 38.2. Let me start all over again there. So below 38.2 for the first time in years, which just means that the market is going to behave as though it is crashing. So whenever you move below 38.2 for the first time in many years, the behavior of an instrument is such that it seems like it is cracking and crashing, which is exactly what we see. If we take a look at the S&P 500, it has yet to drop below 38.2, but that is not too far off. So if the S&P 500 also cracks below 38.2 on the monthly, expect this slide to continue. If we take a look at the NASDAQ, it started the month above 50. Now it is dropping below 50. Now we know what that means. It means that on the time frame you drop below 50, there's a good likelihood of staying and closing at the lows of that time frame. So this is a monthly chart. We are cracking below 50 this month. It means for the month net, there is a higher likelihood that the NASDAQ closes towards the lows of this month. Now, the market is coming off the lows of the session. Now, keep in mind, as I began this video, there is going to be at some point, sooner than later, a very strong snapback move. If the market can be down intraday 8 to 9 to 10%, I would approximate that the snapback rally, whether it fails or whether it's going to be successful as in holding the market together, any snapback move in the market is going to generally be in the range of 10 to 15% one day gain on the major averages. It's going to happen at some point. Remember, because the VIX is trading at levels not seen since 2008, any move in the market is going to be very huge. In other words, when the market stages that snapback rally I'm talking about, it's going to be in the range of 2,000 to 3,000 points on the Dow on the day it stages that snapback rally. Again, the last time we traded at such levels in the VIX was in 2008, 2009. So because the VIX is trading in the 60s, any move in the market is gonna be in the thousands of points on a daily basis. And trading becomes a little bit difficult in terms of timing. Alright, let me end the video here with the 2 hourly. And again, we are seeing this slight improvement. When I say slight improvement, I mean the 2 hourly right now is holding above 30.9. Guys, this is the formation that could lead to that snapback move, because once this market starts holding this line here and pointing higher with the RSI successfully above 30.9, expect the general market to start staging this intraday snapback recovery. Whether it's going to be successful ultimately, only time can tell. That's the 2 hourly on the S&P 500. Take a look at the 4 hourly. And again here, I'm starting to see signs of an improving RSI as prices have been declining. This sets the stage for a potential snapback rally in the market as a result of positive divergence. And of course, we have our eyes also on the weekly, monthly, and daily RSIs. Ultimately, the best place to be is on the sidelines. That's my personal opinion. Everybody can do whatever they feel is right for them. But that's my personal opinion. Keep in mind, over the last couple of years, we've seen this market manipulated higher. So I can guarantee you this drop is also being manipulated lower. Eric Muadeth, Muadeth.com as always. Good luck, peace, and blessings. E-A-C-S.